Hey YouTube, welcome back to Oz Mechanics. We're here at SEMA 2023 here in Las Vegas. Follow me as I interview badass women in the automotive community and have them share their experiences. Hi guys, we're here with Hannah, and the goal was to find badass women in the automotive industry, and lo and behold, I stumble across the She Shed. So Hannah, can you explain what the She Shed is?
Yeah, so the She Shed is pretty much a collaboration of three awesome organizations. It's Girl Gang Garage with Bogey Latner, Real Deal Revolution, Teresa Contreras, and the Jesse Combs Foundation. So we've all kind of been in the same circles, we're all going to the same events and meeting up with each other all the time, and we're like, why haven't we done something together yet,
Yeah.
And so kind of the theme of this is, we're stronger together. So we as women, we wanted to create a space for us at SEMA, it's like this is definitely a male dominated industry,
For sure.
and so especially at a trade show, there's nothing for us to do. And so that's really what we wanted to create, was like this fun, safe space, where we can get tools in women's hands and, get them learning new skills. And so that's really what it's all about, is just bringing women together here.
So what is it that you do in the automotive industry?
So I'm an auto technician by trade. I studied auto and diesel technology with chassis fabrication, but right now I'm just a basic auto mechanic. So I'd really like to eventually, get into the fabrication world more. I'd love to open my own shop someday, but
That'd
down
be
the
awesome.
road a little
Yeah.
while. So.
How many years have you been in the automotive industry?
So since I very first started, I was 17 years old. It was 7 years ago. I started
Wow.
stocking shelves with chemicals and selling tires, and it just kind of snowballed from there into this. It just kept going and going,
That's awesome. So Hannah said she's here on a scholarship. And what was the scholarship foundation?
Yeah, so Jesse Combs Foundation formed in 2019 after Jesse Combs passed away, setting the land speed record. She's the fastest woman on earth right now. She was 522 miles an hour when the car wrecked, and she unfortunately passed. But her friends and the community who loved her formed the foundation to honor her memory. And so what they do is every year we raise money and we give scholarships to women in trades, and it's really just that extra little push a lot of us needed to get us through it. And so it started small, and we've just grown and grown so much every year, like the generosity of people at these events like this. And so like we gave away 14 scholarships this year.
Wow.
We've been doing 7 every year for the prior years. And
cool.
so it's to see the growth double like that in just 4 years since the foundation started. We've given away almost $200,000 in scholarships to women
Wow,
in trade.
that's awesome.
So that's that's what we do. We want to support women like us. So
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. All right, guys. So we're here with Jane, or also known as Fastlane Jane. How did you get to be a part of the Real Deal industry?
So, Real Deal Revolution was founded by my partner in the podcast, Teresa Contreras, and our friend, Jesse Combs. Here at the She Shed, where we are right now, here in the middle of SEMA. We're connected with the Jesse Combs Foundation and with Girl Gang Garage. And Real Deal Revolution came about as Jesse kind of saw a need to shine a light on women in the automotive industry and the skilled trades. Very passionate about that. She's a welder, metal fabricator, and just believes so wholeheartedly that more women should have tools in their hands. So Real Deal Revolution is all about changing the perception of women's roles in the skilled trades. And so we've been teaching workshops here, and then the Jesse Combs Foundation actually focuses on raising funds to put young women in, get them scholarships for schooling, like let's say at UTI or any number of technical schools. So if they wanted to pursue a career as a mechanic or a welder, or somebody who is actually in the automotive industry and specializing in fabrication, building Corvettes or building trucks or otherwise, that gives them an opportunity by raising those funds. So, and then Girl Gang Garage, I don't know if you took a look at our booth, but Bogey Leitner had 100, I believe it was 174 women working on the Iron Maven, and it was an all-female build. We've done that as well with SEMA, with the all-female build. So that's how, so ultimately knowing those ladies, that's how I got involved with Real Deal Revolution. I'm a teacher at heart. I actually teach adults how to drive, precision driving and performance driving as well. I didn't start actually racing it, actually race a car, but I started when I was in my late 40s. And I've been racing for about 10 years now. And it was just a complete, step away, kind of a real different thing that I started doing. I started sliding a car around. I always had, but I did it on a track, and I became very good at it. And then it turned into motorsports lifestyle journalism for K&N. Then it turned into ride and drives and teaching for big brand tire companies like Bridgestone Winter Drive, BFG, those types of things. So it's interesting how automotive can change people's lives for real. Yeah, and you don't have to stay stuck in a 9-to-5 job if your passion is, you don't know what your passion is until you just try some things. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you taking the time out. Yeah, it was nice to meet you too.
And I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
All right, guys, we have Tamara here with us now, and she is also falls under the She Shed right here. So, Tamara, can you tell us a little bit of what you do?
Yeah, so I'm a engineer as well as a fabricator, so I teach welding as well as resin classes for the Real Deal Revolution, which was co-founded by my friend Jessie Combs, who worked on Mythbusters as well as I did, and her friend Teresa Contreras. So we're here as part of the trifecta that is the She Shed this year at SEMA.
What brought you to this industry?
Yeah, so I grew up fabricating and building with my dad. So we used to rebuild vet engines when I was little. He used to joke that I was his mini hands because I could get them into every part of an engine. And I've just continued working and welding and fabricating since.
Awesome. And what has been your favorite thing about SEMA?
SEMA, honestly, is just a really incredible show. Seeing all the technology that's here, all of the builds, meeting all the fabricators and getting to talk to them about what inspired them to put together the pieces that they did and to build the vehicles that they did, as well as getting to kind of talk to them about the journey of that process has been really neat. You don't always get to take the time to sit with an automotive designer and talk start to finish with them, and so it's a really cool part of the show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Tamara. I appreciate it. All right, guys, so we're here with Kagan. Kagan, what is it that you do in the automotive industry?
So I am actually a car painter at Fat Fender Garage in Phoenix, Arizona. And we just do all the painting, and we do Cerakoting, and then we also do the wood bed staining for the back of the trucks.
How many years have you been in the automotive industry?
So I am actually only 19, and so I started when I was about 15, 16. My school back home gives you the opportunity to opt out and go to a trade school. So I got the opportunity my junior and senior year to go to a trade school, and I started with collision and refinishing cars and everything, and got into the local body shop. And then my boss told me, he's like, you're bigger than something, you need to go do something. So I went to Wyotech and then graduated this last summer, and now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Not a lot of people know what they want to do at such a young age. So is there any special car that made you want to be a part of the automotive industry?
Yes, there's a very special car. I have it named Cosmo, and it's an SRT4 Dodge Neon. When I got it, it was a complete mess. It was rattle canned with a spray can, and I completely stripped it down when I was 16 and completely repainted it while I was still in high school in my dad's garage.
That is pretty cool. What does the She Shed mean to you?
She Shed means to me that females aren't alone in this industry, that we do have a connection, we do have a path that we can follow, that females can help and inspire other females in this industry.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, look who I ran into. It's Spanky from D6 Spanky, and she is a good friend of mine. So, Spanky, what exactly is it that you do in the automotive industry?
Well, I do several things. I am a YouTuber, and then I'm also a mechanic, and I am working on learning to do restorations, so I can continue that and save these cars that are starting to rust away.
So, what would you say to somebody thinking about coming to SEMA?
Bring 2 pairs of shoes and rotate them. Break them in before you come. The first day is going to be really overwhelming. So prioritize what you want to do. You should definitely come if you can. Prioritize what you want to do. Do those things first so you don't forget. And always plan on everything getting from point A to point B, no matter where it is, to take about an hour and a half.
Yeah. You mentioned you were on YouTube. What would you tell any other female interested in getting into YouTube for the automotive industry?
Get out of it. It's my market. No, I'm just kidding. There's no such thing as an excess of information on a topic, because like if you made a video on how to change brakes, you may do it differently than how I would do it, and someone else might understand the way you do it. You explain it better than how I explain it, even though it could basically be the same video. And everything gets replicated. You're not going to be putting any like new stuff out. So, but just go ahead and put that content out. Make sure it's quality and keep putting it out.
Yeah, awesome. And would you give any other advice to any young female just interested in the automotive industry?
Just see if you can find someone to show you how to change your oil and change your brakes, change your tire, that kind of stuff, and get a kind of feel for it if that's something you actually want to do. And then you can move in from there. There are scholarships available. There's a Jesse Coombs Foundation that has a scholarship. There's lots of different opportunities. There's tons of scholarships for women in doing non-traditional roles. And so look into all of that so you can go to school and learn that, or see if you can apprentice with someone.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to interview with me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. All right, guys, so we have Liz here, and Liz is actually a very good friend of mine. We've known each other for about 4 years maybe, and we see each other at other events besides SEMA, so I persuaded her to also interview with me as well, and she is a spectacular woman. So what is it that you do in the automotive industry, Liz?
Well, that's a lot. So me and my husband have 3 separate companies. We started as a mobile diagnostic and programming company, and we go from shop to shop in the Tulsa and Oklahoma City markets. And then we kind of blossomed into having a brick and mortar. That has now also been the house of our L1 training company, so which is pretty nice. So we can have people come from all over the country and do training in-house.
So what is it that inspired you to be a part of the automotive industry?
If anyone knows Keith Perkins, he is insanely passionate, and that passionate is overflowing. Basically, I was a stay-at-home mom, and my kids were going to school, and I just followed them around in the mobile van, and then I started doing this number, trying to see what are you doing, how does this work, and then I started running my own van, and then shortly after that we hired another technician, then we started adding ADAS, so I just kept building my knowledge. I say I work backwards in the industry. Most people start as a lube tech, go to college, or tech school, and they work their way up to training, they work their way up to doing programming, EEPROM, those types of things, ADAS, where I started at the top, and I still don't know how to change my own oil, so.
It's okay, it's okay. Liz also has a few businesses. Liz, can you tell us a little bit about those businesses?
Yeah, so right now, actually this next week, Keith and I will be teaching. It'll be my first time teaching an ADAS class. Keith and I have wrote together, and that will be at Super Saturday. So I don't know if this video will go out before then, but we're looking very much forward to that. Then we have, like I said, a brick and mortar in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then we also service mobilely Tulsa, Oklahoma, as well as Oklahoma City.
That is amazing. You guys are a power couple. I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
I'm here with Faye here at SEMA. Faye, I just have a couple questions for you. So, how are you loving SEMA so far?
Well, it has been exciting and absolutely exhausting as well, but I really love SEMA because it puts me in front of the people that I only really talk to online, whether that be like clients or people that I see on Instagram or actually like my sponsors, you know? So I really like the human element of SEMA, and that's been really fulfilling for me so far.
Yeah.
So I've kind of lost my voice. If you can't tell, I've been talking to a lot of people.
All right, since I know you're in a rush, but if I can ask you one more question. If you can tell a woman in the automotive industry that maybe is interested or maybe is currently in the automotive industry, any advice you would want to give them?
Absolutely. There's one thing that I notice about women that is really different than their male counterparts, and that is where they place the blame when something goes wrong. So often I hear in the shop around me, like, you know, the guys, a project will go wrong, and they'll be like, oh, well, I don't have the right tools, or this car sucks, or like the repair manual is awful, or like these instructions are terrible. They're so good at placing the blame externally from them and not taking anything personal. Whereas with women, I see over and over again, we take that shit personally. If something goes wrong, we'll suddenly jump to, I can't do this, I'm not cut out for it, I'm not fit for the automotive industry, and that is absolutely not true at all. Place that blame externally, don't take things personally, and if the job is hard, it's because the job is hard. It doesn't mean that you're not fit for it, so stick it out. I tell everybody that they should at least give their job a year, because there's always going to be those growing pains that they're going to go through, and what you're about to go through, everyone else has done, and if they haven't, then they haven't been in the automotive industry long enough. We've all stripped bolts, we've all stripped spark plugs, we've all forgotten to tighten the drain plug all the way, we've all caught an engine on fire, and if you haven't, then you haven't been doing it long enough, you know? It's not you, it's part of what you need. This is a hands-on job. No one's going to come out of tech school, be perfect, and have never held a wrench before on a real car, and will be able to know everything. You know, we learn by trial and error. We have to touch the fire. So don't give up, and do not take it personally. It's not you. That car sucks.
Well, great. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Thank you. All right, guys, so we're here at our last day at SEMA, and we've had some wonderful interviews with some badass women in the industry. And if you are also a woman that's in the industry or are interested in the industry, I hope you're really inspired by these women. And if you are curious or interested in coming to SEMA next year, I urge you guys to come to SEMA 2024, and I hope to catch you guys next year.